Hello dear students, welcome to the 6th semester of the BCom, and our subject is the financial derivative. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the syllabus of the 6th semester financial derivatives. Okay, and this is 6th semester. The subject code of this financial derivative is a BCM 6B15. That is the subject code for the financial derivatives. Okay, and we are discussing the syllabus of the financial derivatives, that what are the important modules relating with the financial derivatives. Okay, before going to the modules, we must familiar the objectives and your credit and hours and the mark patterns of the financial derivatives. The financial derivative is the 5 hours. Lecture have the 5 hours. That means this lectures allotted per week is a 5 hours. That means Monday to Friday the 5 hours is allotted for the financial derivative, and this have the 5 credit, and this financial derivative have the 5 credit system, and there is a 20 marks and 80 marks. Then 20 marks for the internal and 80 marks for your external, and the total of your examination is 3 hours. That is the examination pattern. So 80 mark is external and 20 mark is internal, and 3 hours for your exam. The final examination 3 hours. And what are the objectives of financial derivatives? Then what are the objectives of this syllabus? And this syllabus has 2 important objectives. One is to acquire the knowledge about the financial derivatives and their features. To acquire the knowledge about the financial derivative and their features. And second important objective is to know about the various risks associated with the financial derivatives. So what are the different categories of the risk associated with the financial derivatives? These are the 2 important objectives regarding the financial derivatives. The first one, acquire the knowledge about the financial derivative. What do you mean by the term is financial derivative, and how to acquire the knowledge regarding the financial derivative? And second objective is to know about various risks associated with the derivative. These are the 2 important objectives of studying this subject, financial derivative. Okay, so that is a first introduction. That is a lecture have the 5 hours and 5 credit, the 20 marks for the internal and 80 marks for external. An examination pattern 3 hours, and these are 2 important objectives for the financial derivative. Why you are studying the financial derivative? To acquire the knowledge about the financial derivative and to know about the various risks associated with the financial derivatives. These are the 2 important objectives regarding the financial derivatives. Okay, and this is the first module. The first module we are discussing what is financial derivative. That's the introduction. What is a financial derivative? It's an introduction regarding the financial derivatives. What do you mean by the term is derivatives? The derivatives are the financial instrument whose values depends upon value of underlying asset. The term is known as the financial derivatives. Okay, the first module we discussing what is the financial derivatives and introduction and meaning, then types of financial derivative, and basically 4 category of the derivative: forward, future, option and swap. These are the 4 important categories of the derivatives are using in the transactions. So the first chapter we discuss the 4 categories of the derivative: forward, future, options and swap. And what are the economic functions of derivative contract? What are the economic functions relating with the derivative contracts? The derivative contract It's like a contract between the buyers and the sellers. There is a one person is a buyer, another person is a seller. So it's a contract between the buyers and the seller. And what are the economic functions relating with the derivatives? Okay, these are the important contents of the first module. And first module we have allotted 12 hours. The 2 hours are allotted for this, the first module. So this module we're discussing financial derivative. We will discuss, definitely we will discuss what is a financial derivative, an introduction, the meaning of the financial derivatives, types of financial derivatives, what is a classification of derivative, there is a forward, future, options and swap, and economic functions of derivative. These are the major contents regarding the first module. That's the first module is the introduction regarding the financial derivatives. And the second module we're discussing the derivative market. What is the derivative market? Derivative market is a place where the derivative transactions are taking place. The market is known as the derivative market. And the second module we will discuss derivative market, history of the financial derivative market, and participants in the derivative market, cash market versus derivative market. So cash market and derivative market both are different, and we will discuss the differences between the cash market and derivative market in the second module, and stock market derivatives in India, then other derivatives in India, the regulatory framework for the regulatory framework for the derivative trading in India. These are the another contents regarding the module 2. So we will discuss the derivative market, where the derivative transactions are taking place. The market is known as the derivative market, and there is a cash market and derivative market. We will discuss the difference between the cash market and derivative market in the second module. And stock market derivatives, that means what are the important stock market derivatives in India, and what are the regulatory framework relating with the derivative market in India. These are the another major contents regarding the second module, and we have allowed the 15 hours for the second module. We have allotted 16 hours for the second module. There's the first module is derivative, introduction to derivative, and second module is the derivative market. And third module we will start the different categories of the derivatives. That means forward and future. The derivatives are the 4 categories. There is a forward contract, there is a future, there is an option, and the swap. The third module we will discuss the forward and the futures, the forward contract and the future contract. What is a forward contract? Forward contract is a contract between two persons, that is a buyer and the seller, the pre-agreed price on predetermined price on future date. Pre-agreed price, predetermined price on future date. The contract is known as the forward contract. That means there is an interaction between the buyer and seller without an intermediary. So that is a forward contract. What is the future? The future is a standardized format of the forward. That means in between the buyers and sellers there is intermediary. All the transactions are very similar to the forward, but in between the buyers and sellers there is an intermediary. The intermediary is known as the stock exchange. Okay, so that is a future contract. So third module we will discuss the meaning and definition of the forward and future contract, differences between the forward contract and the future contract, the future terminology, what are the important terms used in the future contract, and types of the future contract, and the financial future, stock index future, currency future, interest rate future. These are the different categories of the future. And we will discuss the different categories of the financial futures like a stock index future, currency future, interest rate future, and commodity future, and future payoff and trading strategies in the stock exchange. These are the major contents regarding the third module. That means third module is related with the future contract and the forward contract. The forward, future, option, swap. These are the different categories of the derivative. In the third module, we will discuss the forward contract and the future contract. So the different categories of the future contracts like the currency, stock index, interest rate, index future, commodity future, the future payoff. These are the basic contents regarding the third module. And 20 hours allotted for third module, and we have the 20 hours for the third module. 20 hours is allotted for the third module. Okay, and the fourth module is another important category of derivative, that's the option. Third module discuss futures and the forward, and the fourth module we will discuss option. Option means it's a contract with two person, but there is no obligation to the option buyers to buy or sell their underlying asset. The contract is known as the option. In option, there is no obligation between the buyer and seller. There is no obligation to the option buyers to buy or sell an underlying asset. So there is an option premium is used for the transaction. That contract is known as your option. And basically two categories of the option, there is put options and the call options. Put options is mainly for the right to sell. Call option is mainly for the right to buy. When the market is increased, we are using the call option. When the market is decreased, we will use the put options. So these are two categories of the options. Two category of options are used in the option contract. So the fourth module, we will discuss the definition, importance, differences between futures and options, fundamental option strategies, types of option contract, put option, call option, time value of the option, trading strategies in the options. These are the major contents of the fourth module, and we have allotted 20 hours for the fourth module. The option market, the option contract, we have allotted the 20 hours. Okay, that is the fourth module. The fourth module is mainly for the option contract. So what is the option, and what is the difference between the option contract and the future contract, and what are the fundamental option strategies are used for the option contract. These are the major contents of the fourth module, that is the option contract. Okay, and the last module is regarding the last important category derivative, the swap. The last module we discuss the contract is swap. The swap means the meaning. What is a swap? Swap means like an exchange. In a swap contract, we will exchanging the cash inflow between the two persons. There is two persons, A and the B, and we will exchange the cash inflow. Suppose interest rate is cash inflow, currency is a cash inflow. We will exchange the cash inflows between the persons. This contract is known as swap. So the module will discuss what you mean by swap, definition and features, that's the characteristics of the swap. The terms are used in swap and the types of swap, like the interest rate swap, the currency swap, and commodity swap and equity swap. And what is the difference between the swap and the futures? These are the basic contents regarding the fifth module. That means is a swap contract. What is a swap contract? That means swap contract means swap means an exchange, exchanging the cash inflow between the person. The term is known as the swap. Okay, and we will discuss what the meaning of the swap and terminology, different categories of the interest rate, currency, equity swap, and what difference between the swaps and the futures. These are the major contents of this last module, that's the module 5, and we have allotted 13 hours for the module 5. Okay, these are the important modules regarding the financial derivative. The first module regarding the financial derivative, that means introduction to the financial derivative. What is a financial derivative? And second module discussing derivative market in India. That means regulatory mechanisms are used in the derivative market. And third module, we will discuss the future contract and forward contract, the future and the forward contract. And fourth module will discuss option contract. It's an option. And the fifth module will discuss a swap. Swap, what is a swap? It's an exchange, exchanging the cash inflow between the persons. And these are the 5 important modules relating with the subject financial derivatives. Okay, and these are the references book can used for the further studies. The Kevin's book, John C. Hull option books, and the Mishra, S.L. Gupta, S.S. Kumar financial derivatives. These are the different standard books are used for the financial derivative. To acquire your knowledge, we can use these categories of the books for the further expansions. Okay, these are the references for the subject financial derivatives. Okay, so let me conclude. This is a introductory lecture, that is introductory lectures regarding the financial derivatives. This is a 6th semester subject, that is a financial derivatives, the BCom 6th semester subject financial derivative, and the subject code, it is the BCM, and this is the arrangement for the financial derivative. A lecture has 5 hours and 5 credit, and 20 mark is internal and 80 mark is external, and 3 hours examination. And another important object, acquire knowledge about the financial derivatives, to know about the various risks associated with the financial derivatives. Okay, these are the important objectives regarding the financial derivatives. And these are the module. The first module, that is introduction regarding the financial derivatives and the derivative markets. Second module, derivative market, and third module is a forward and future contract, and fourth module regarding the option contract, and the fifth module is the swap. Swap means your exchanging the cash inflow between the person. That is the last module, that is a contract between the two persons. Okay, these are the important modules relating with the financial derivative, and these are the important references book used for the financial derivatives. So you must be you must try to read these categories of the book to acquire the knowledge. Okay, that my humble suggestion. Okay, anyway, thank you so much, and thank you for watching me.